As the great Albert Einstein once said, if you judge a fish on their ability to climb a tree, they will spend their entire life believing that they are stupid. Are we really that more intelligent than animals? And does that give us the right to eat them? Let's start the intro. Hi, Fee here, the Healthy Vegan author, helping people to go vegan through my books and encouraging you to stay a healthy vegan. So let's look at this idea of eating animals because we are more intelligent than them. Yeah, okay, perhaps we have achieved some amazing things that does set us apart from other species. The biggest ones, in my opinion, would probably be language and our grasp of conceptual thought, although both of these can apply to a lesser degree in the animal kingdom. So why is it that we think we can eat animals of lesser intelligence? And lesser intelligence, like how far down do you go? To the insects? And on that basis, we'd be eating dogs before we ate pigs, because pigs show a much higher intelligence than dogs, and indeed even of a 3-year-old human. Sadly, intelligence seems to define which life is worthy of living and which isn't. And yet, if we can use this reasoning to justify killing pigs, then it should apply to all animals across the spectrum, as we very arrogantly put ourselves at the top of the intelligence ladder. Now, all animals have cognitive abilities, even insects. The one food source that doesn't is plants. Plants are the least intelligent species that exist because they lack any cognitive ability. And if you're wondering what cognitive is, it is the ability of an individual to perform the various mental activities most closely associated with learning and problem solving. And science is understanding that even insects show problem solving skills. So going back to what Einstein said about the fish climbing the tree, each animal has the intelligence to learn and solve problems within its own environment. And others, like pigs, show more advanced intelligence, solving more complex types of puzzles. I really don't know why we find the need to put intelligence as a reason for dominance over other species, except as using it as an excuse to eat them or to use them for our own gains, like experiments and entertainment, fashion, and even as work animals. So here are some thoughts you can put to the next person who tries to argue with the intelligence excuse. Does intelligence define the worth and value of a life? And if so, why do we not eat dogs instead of pigs, as pigs are of higher intelligence? Does it mean that someone of higher IQ has dominance over someone of lower IQ, and therefore we can do whatever we like to that person or animal? Does someone with learning difficulties have a lower value, and therefore their life is worth less than yours? Now, you could also ask, what if you could live in a world where you didn't inflict pain and suffering on those who are of lesser intelligence, and at the same time improve your own health and even your own longevity? Wouldn't that be the most intelligent thing to do? And really, are we really the most intelligent species? Yes, we've invented some pretty cool stuff. We've gone to the moon. We've got the ability to share knowledge and learn from each other. But take a look at what we're doing to the planet. We are the only species actually destroying the only home we have. We have this innate ability to consume without acknowledging the consequences. The impact our actions are having on this, or on the very resources that keeps us alive, like the rainforests and the oceans and the soil and the water, etc. It kind of tells me that we are really the least intelligent species there is. And now it's time for the wee bonus fact. Here's another oldie, but one that is constantly trotted out and usually asked in order to trip up the vegan. What if you were stranded on a desert island and there was only animals to eat? So my first response is always, so what are the animals eating? Now, the likelihood of being stranded on a desert island is pretty far-fetched. However, vegan or not, the first thing you would try to do is to find some fruit or some berries, maybe some roots or vegetables of some description, edible plants. Because if there was just animals, how are you going to kill them and butcher them and cook them? And they do have to be cooked. I think you'll find your chances of actually surviving on a desert island under these conditions is pretty slim to nil. Now let's face it, no one knows what would happen if this did come about. There have been cases of humans eating human flesh to survive, but that doesn't make it a moral choice in the normal environment. So back on the island, if one does eat animals, and I'm thinking mainly fish, eating for survival has nothing to do with a moral or ethical justification. But back in the real world, where plant food is so plentiful, this argument just doesn't exist. So, move on. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you got something from this video, please share it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe, clicking that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Remember, have great food, make it whole plant-based, and be compassionate to all animals, including humans, especially those who think they have superior intelligence. Bye for now.